Hi, everybody. Well, we are going virtual tomorrow for a week, so this seemed like a good time to talk about the new realm of shows being online, streaming shows in various ways. Now, that's not really new, quote unquote. Um, there have been professional theaters for years who have offered content online. Usually it was recorded. I mean, God, PBS has been doing it forever. Um, But with COVID and theaters needing to get to their audiences, whole new industries and technologies, as well as whole new shows, have been developed for online rehearsal, production, and performance. So they are out there. Um, PlayScripts has something like a list of 400 of them. Clue, I think, is one of the ones that they have. Um, The Audition, which is a show that's been around forever but now has a streaming license. Game of Tiaras is, I've not seen it. I've heard a lot about it. A lot of high schools are doing it. Um, it's not one that I'm familiar with, but it's come up in my circle of friends. Peter and Wendy, which is a version of Peter Pan. Uh, so let's see. There's a Clue High School edition. Check Please, How to Survive the Zombie Apocalypse. Brothers Grimm, It's a Wonderful Life. We did that last year. We did actually the radio version, so we had no visible actors, but we did stream it using um, OBS and OBS. Yeah, using OBS. Just had to check and make sure I got that right. And we hubbed it out of my basement, like where I'm sitting right now, to run the show. And there are musicals. There's, of course, I previous poster talked a lot about public domain. If you are if you're a theater and you don't want to pay rights, there is always public domain. The Greeks, you know, Antigone, Agamemnon, all of those traditional Greek shows um, can be modified to do whatever you want with. And since those stories are so core to the human condition, they speak to anybody. So you can put them in whatever venue you want, in whatever time period you want, and they will speak to your audience if they're well performed. Um, there are Songs for a New World is a beautiful musical. If you've never seen it, I think you can find it online. I'm sure you can find it on YouTube because you can find everything on YouTube, but I think there's actually an official version. But that's a beautiful musical. It doesn't take a whole lot of people to do. Skin of Our Teeth is another one. It's not a musical. It's just a one that you might know of. Title of Show has, which is Concord Theatricals, and the follow-up, Now Hear This, are both been modified and have online licenses available now. So there are options out there if you want to have a show specifically. Some people might not be ready. Some programs may not be ready to have audiences yet, or you may be in an area where that's not yet allowed. Um, and you want to keep your program going, that is a way to make that happen. Or if you are in a position where you want to have a show that has the backup, because who knows how long we're going to be living in a world where we might have to go virtual when the COVID numbers go up. So you might want to keep that as an option, and if you've already got the license in your back pocket, you can go ahead and take that route. So there are options available. You know, whether or not we have to continue doing this for another year, I certainly hope not. But it helps to be prepared. And if you're going to go to the trouble of planning, you don't want to cancel at the last minute. You want to be able to move forward with your show. So um, there's always an option out there if you plan for it. It's better to make plans for the worst and not have to go that route. And there are quite a few college programs that have been doing some really creative and interesting online work. So just because uh, online does not have to be, it doesn't have to be the backup plan. It could be the primary plan. and you could be blazing that trail to make it the next art form and the next really interesting piece of theater that works for a whole different set of people. So have a great one, everybody, and whatever your next production is, make it great.